So good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Michigan Military Technical and Historical Society Museum restoration video. Uh, I went ahead and I pulled the blade for our Clark CA1 Airborne bulldozer out of the corner here in the shop and decided it was about time I get it cleaned up and painted and mounted back on the dozer, which is already in the museum if you watched some of the previous videos. So you can see this is the back side of the blade. We had it outside last night. We power washed it. Took some paint stripper and got the yellow paint off the data plate. Came out pretty good. I think we need to do one more paint stripper hit on it to get some of this yellow up here out of the letters. But I do love that whatever they used to blacken these plates originally is pretty much impervious to paint stripper and holds up real nice. So we've got the original data plate. You see it's the CA1 blade for the CA1 bulldozer. We have ample evidence to support our theory that this bulldozer was used by a cement contractor for at least the last part of its life. You can see there's a lot of concrete residue on the blade. There was tons of it on the frame of the crawler and the tracks when we did that. So we'll be coming in here, probably get the needle scaler out, make some noise here, and hopefully not annoy the neighbors too much with my needle scaler. I know it makes a ton of noise, but that'll make short work of this. So let's walk around the other side. And you can see the joys of old bulldozers and stuff like that. Got the shoe off of it. Came off actually a lot easier than I thought it would. But you can see typical of anybody who's ever worked on an old bulldozer before or anything. The crap packs in behind the shoe, and the whole bottom of this blade was completely rotted out. So I went ahead and I cut it just to get rid of some of the rot. You can see these they had this reinforcing plate in the middle here, and I wanted to be level with the bottom of that on my cut. And I was hoping I'd just make a straight patch and just level with this reinforcement. But over here, I'm probably going to have to cut a little bit higher on the side and do that. So you can see, you can get an idea of how far back it goes to that second wall, to the back wall of the dozer. It's pretty deep, and it was completely full of crap. You can see here on the floor. This is pretty much all of the crap that I dug out of the blade. There's still some more in there. You can see this end was a lot more rotted than the other end, so you can see that this was much wetter from when I power washed it yesterday. This end didn't get wet at all, but I went ahead and cut it open because you could see where it was starting to get some pinholes, and you can see all the crap. You got to get that stuff out because it'll hold moisture, and this thing will just continue to rust from the inside out. Guys who've restored old vehicles know rust never sleeps, and if you don't nip it, it just comes back, and it will haunt you later. So went ahead, so you can see, I mean, you can pretty much see how deep how far up the jack stand this pile of mud goes. So what I'm going to do then next is probably tomorrow or somewhere this week, roll this blade back outside and get the power washer up in here and blast the snot out of it and knock all the debris and crap out of there, and then get something I can spray up in there, some of this rust neutralizer or something. I gotta see what I have. I might end up Eastwood makes a really cool product that is designed to spray the insides of frame rails. I know I do not have any in the shop at the moment. I might go ahead and order some tonight, and then I can shove it up in here once I get this power wash, let it dry for a couple of days, and then come up in there with rust encapsulator. They make it really slick. It's got a little hose on it you cram up into the thing, and so I probably am going to go ahead and do that. And then we'll make a patch. We'll clean this all up, grind this all back to clean metal, probably end up cutting this, and then we'll go get some steel, make a patch, weld that sucker in there. The shoe, which is behind me, there's one at the part of the shoe. The two end plates are up there on the shelf. It doesn't look too bad. We'll just, run over it with the grinder or the DA or something. Knock the scale off of it. Just go ahead and throw a coat of paint on it. Get some fresh elevator bolts. Bolt the sucker back together. Throw a coat of paint on here. You can see up here, it had a weird lifting bracket that was welded to it. I went ahead and cut that off. That was not original. So that's all kind of ready. And then we'll just go over this thing real good with with the wheel, and throw some paint on it. Come over here. Got the hydraulic cylinders kind of hang up here like some deer, waiting to be gutted or whatever I want to do with them. Probably not gonna. We don't have the money to rebuild the hydraulics at this point. So these are for right now are going to get cleaned. I'm going to throw a coat of paint on them, and they're going to go on the bulldozer. And at some point in the future, if the budget permits, we'll pull them off and we'll send them out and have them redone and get this make it so this thing maybe actually can operate. At the moment, it's just not in the budget, so yeah, it's just going to sit in the museum for the time being, and we'll see. But that's where we're at on the blade. We're going to get this thing on. I want to get it on the bulldozer so that people can recognize the bulldozer in the museum as a bulldozer and not just some sort of tracked crawler looking thing. So I guess that's about it. That's all I've got for tonight. Make another one of these videos when I get a little farther along on this blade. You can see what we're doing. And once I get the cylinders cleaned up and painted. And so, again, check us out, MIMTHS at MIMTHS.org. Come by the museum. We're in East Point, Michigan, just outside of Detroit. And please, if you want to help us out, go to you can send us money on PayPal at MIMTHS at MIMTHS.org. Right on there that it's for the Vehicle Restoration Fund, and that'll help us get what we need to get this thing finished. Steel and paint and all that fun stuff that costs money. So, all right, so that's all I got for tonight. Everybody have a good one, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.